What's up, everybody? Terry Briggs here, and I am here with Niraj, CEO of MoonStream.to.
Yeah, that's right.
So, man, today I'm talking about all things Web3 and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So you are the founder, CEO of this company.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit, first of all, how long have you been in Web3?
I've been in Web3 personally since 2016. I'm a mathematician originally, and so that's sort of like what got me in there. Like, the Bitcoin paper made me interested.
Okay.
And I don't know, how many of your viewers know about like the history of Ethereum, but like,
Give it to us.
the cool thing about Ethereum is that, and it was being sold this way when it started, is that it's a world computer, right? Like it's basically like a massive computer that runs in the nodes of everybody that's on the Ethereum network, globally with shared state. So that was super exciting to me, and that's what really got me like, that's what like, that was my red pill into Web3. And then I started this company in 2019. And when the market really took off in 2020, 2021, that's when we sort of like
I love it.
big. Yeah.
So tell me, just for our people, what do you guys do? And then, like, what's the next like evolution for what you guys do?
So it's important to understand, like, when for Web3 projects, they have economies. They have economies the same way that the US has an economy, or France has an economy, or any country has an economy. And the tools, like, if you think about how economies are managed right now, like, it's all done, like the way that the US economy is managed, it's all done through sweat and blood and labor, right? Like that's the way that it works.
Right.
We have no idea how digital economies should be managed, but MoonStream is building the tools to manage those digital economies, basically. Like, how do you avoid situations like we have right now where, like, the Fed is like hiking interest rates, and like inflation is out of control, and like those are the kinds of things that we actually prevent from happening in digital economies and decentralized digital economies on Web3. That's what it's.
So you guys are not affected. So we all see in the news happening with Coinbase and Binance.
Yeah.
Does that affect your world?
Yeah. It affects everyone in crypto because that's how users come in, right? Like, if you think about the early days of the internet, like you needed to buy a modem. You needed to be like in a pretty well-developed area, well-developed part of a well-developed country to even have access to the internet. Coinbase and Binance, they actually represent that infrastructure for Web3, and when the SEC attacks them, or like different regulatory bodies attack them, that actually makes it harder for like people to just on-ramp into this ecosystem, right?
Right. Let's talk about the entrepreneurship stuff.
Yeah.
So you say you started in 2016.
Yeah.
Is this your first company?
No, this is my second company.
Okay.
I moved to the Bay Area in 2015, and
so you're a Bay Area. Oh, so you're a Silicon Valley guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love it, man. So my background, I'm an investor as well. So I actually help entrepreneurs like get funding. I teach them how to. So I sold my first company in 2013.
Yeah.
So did you exit your first?
No, the first one didn't go very well.
What type of company was it?
We were doing AI, so we were.
Early.
Yeah. I designed an algorithm to diagnose Parkinson's disease, and that we were trying to sell that. That was a tough sell. Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
But could that same tech work today, even though it didn't work then?
The tech actually works. It just was hard to make money off of it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So with this company, have you guys raised any capital? Are you self-funded?
We've raised capital. We sort of like bootstrapped it for a long time, and now that like we've sort of found that product market fit, we found the proof point amongst like customers amongst Web3 games, and that we raised money. We're just closing our seed round, right?
Seed round?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all too late.
Yeah.
So we can't hop in. We're always too late, man. To find the good ones, we're too late. So let me ask you, as an entrepreneur, what has been some of the greatest challenges that you faced in growing this business?
Web3 businesses have like pretty unique challenges. They've all come from like the market conditions. So 2020, 2021 were like exciting times to be in Web3. There was this resurgence. I've lived through the 2017, 2018 crash, but people kept building there. And then like, when the bull market came back, it was just such an exciting time. And then like, one after another, last year we had like the Luna collapse, we had like, FTX collapse. It's been a roller coaster ride, and it's been like more of a roller coaster than it was in the past. So like all of the challenges really come from there, but we build everything open source. We've sort of been growing a community. It's been, that part has been like really satisfying, and like great, basically.
Man, so let me ask you this. So to other entrepreneurs who's thinking about getting into Web3 entrepreneurship, what's like your I would say top 3 things, or one thing that you would tell a potential entrepreneur looking to get in this space Like, what should they know? What should they do? What's the first step for them so they don't make maybe some mistakes that maybe others have made in the past? So what would you tell them?
I think the most important thing is, Web3 is about decentralization, and it's important to understand that, like, if you want to have a successful business in this space, just bringing an idea that was successful in like a centralized world and trying to say, hey, I'm going to like make a crypto project about this is very, very unlikely to succeed because there's so many hurdles. Like, there's very few users. It's hard for users to onboard. Like, we're talking about Coinbase and Binance. It's technically difficult. It's difficult from a user experience, like user flow perspective, and it's difficult from a regulatory perspective. So you need to have users usually have a good reason that they're getting into Web3. And that reason is usually decentralization for like really meaningful applications, right? So it's important to understand why decentralization is important for what you want to do first. Okay. Once you have a good answer to that question, then like then you know whether you want to commit or not. That's the first thing that I want.
Well, let me ask you, because that brings to me a good question. I hope I'm not throwing too many at you. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
So like what you just said, there's not a lot of many users in the space. It's still like not mass adoption. Like what makes an investor in Web3 say, hey, I'll invest into this type of company, knowing that it's not like mass adoption yet? Of course, we're thinking about growth.
Yeah.
But what are you seeing that investors are gravitating to in this space, and like the whys?
I think the good investors are the ones who also have a good answer to this question of why decentralization is important for this thing. In the bull market, you saw a lot of investors that were just sort of like following the other money in.
Right.
There's legitimate substance. I mean, you have to respect hype. Actually, you have to respect hype to some extent.
Right.
But in the bear market, the good investors are the investors that are sort of, I think, making good bets are the ones who actually have a good answer to this question of why is decentralization useful for this thing that I'm investing in. As an entrepreneur, because that's my point of view. Naturally, if you're thinking about raising money from someone, not only should you have a good answer for yourself of why decentralization is important for what you're building, but also you should understand whether the person that you're trying to raise money from or that you're thinking of taking money from has a good answer to that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Who is your guys' ideal user or like partner? Who are you guys looking to partner with, or onboard into your platform?
Our users are game designers of Web3 games. So people who are like designing these worlds and these economies and these games, they're who use our software, and that's who we're looking to partner.
Got it. Well, man, much success to you, man.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It was great meeting you.
I see why he told me to interview you, because yours is like a ball of knowledge.
Thanks, man.
Man.
Yeah. It was nice meeting you.
Pleasure, brother. Take care.
See you.